Alright, welcome back. So, yeah, I'm just gonna mix up a little bit of body filler here with some blue hardener. You notice the 3M stuff is kind of a gray in color compared to my Ultra Coat or Evercoat stuff is white in color with blue hardener. That's about the only difference between these two. Alright, here's our body filler. And now, just taking a regular tongue depressor, I'm gonna take our body filler and put it down in our gaps around the perimeter of it. I'm gonna leave just a little bit above the surface. That way it gives you some body filler to sand down over, so you get a really nice fit and smooth surface. And again, I mentioned I've already waxed all of these. Even though they're still waxed, I'm gonna re-wax them before I actually start making molds, just to be on the safe side in case the body filler messes with the wax at all. And I haven't waxed the parting planes. That way the body filler will, that way they didn't get any wax on the inside of our parting plane area. That way the wax will, or the body filler actually stick. So the plan is, once these parting planes are done, I'm going to get them sanded down nice and smooth, wax them, PVA the parts and the parting planes, and I'm hoping to get this rudder mold and and that horizontal stab mold molded tonight. So there's that. I'm gonna zoom you guys way in down there while I do that horizontal stab. I know you probably can't see it as well, but sorry. Again, I'm just kind of doing exactly what Bob does, but I believe he uses clay. I haven't looked at his parting plane videos on the Thunder Chief or anything in a while. Stuff's cured a little too much at that point. So for those of you wondering about a next project after this, I've always kind of want to build a big KC-10 extender or a DC-10, whatever, depending on if you want to be the military or Air Force version or whatever. So I've got some really nice drawings that I can actually get a darn near perfect scale outline with. So I'm thinking about doing that as the next project. If any of you guys are interested in something like that for purchase, whether it be fiberglass fuselage, all composite, fiberglass nose and tail cones, whatever, let me know if you're interested. Shoot me a comment or a message here on YouTube, and what size you'd like to do, like what size you want it to be. I'm thinking that something size for like a single 28-pound thrust turbine in the tail, or two like Dynamaxes or Tomcat 100 EDF, something like that, and the wing nacelles would be about the right size for most people. I don't know, maybe 290 millimeters. I don't know, you guys let me know what size y'all would like to see, and I'll possibly start working on the CAD drawings for that, so we can start work on that project when the F-14 is completely done, whenever that'll be. Because even after the F-14 is done, I still got cockpit parts and details and armament, plugs and molds, and just a whole lot more for this particular model before it's completely done. And then I'll probably start working on version 2, which will be even more detailed. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll ever be done with this project. It's one of those, my favorite airplanes, so it's kind of one that I want to make sure is done as accurate and right as possible. Now maybe we can get Bob and Butch on and get some B-58 Hustlers going, or some Voodoos or something. That'd be some cool projects to get going too. I know they've wanted to do those for a while now. I think old Sharp Pencil's got most of the landing gear for pretty much all of those designs already figured out. And probably got a couple mock-ups already machined or built up out of wood. I do have the CAD drawings for both of the instrument panels, so I've got both the pilot instrument panel and the Rio's instrument panel already drawn up in CAD for this, so it's another thing on the checklist I can do. I've also got the Phoenix missiles, and the Sidewinder missiles drawn up in CAD as well. I'm planning on doing the Phoenix and the Sidewinder. I'm going to mold the bodies out of fiberglass, and then the fins I'll probably have printed on a 3D prototype printer, as it's cheaper to do it that way on some of those fins than it is for me to just cast them out of resin and do it that way. But we'll worry about those when all these molds are done and we got some flying airplanes. big head's probably in you guys' way from actually seeing what I'm doing, but not a whole lot different from what I just did on the rudder. Just going around with body filler, filling the gaps. I'm just going to lay this tongue depressor on its side and go around and get a good bit of the majority of that body filler that's on the outside of the edge of the part off. Take a little body spatula here and just clean up as much off this black painted portion as I can. Same with the pivot shaft. And I don't know if I've pointed it out to you guys, but the pivot shaft is actually inset down into the parting plane. So only about a 1/4 inch, or about half of that shaft is sticking above the plane. Alright, so there we have it. That's the two parting planes for, well, the one parting plane for the right horizontal stab and the one for the rudder. And how I go about filling the gap with body filler. So what I'll do is I'll pop these out, sand the parts, or sand the parting planes down nice and smooth after that's cured for about 20 minutes or so. And then I'll pop the video back on there and show you guys how that turns out. Here in the back of the fuselage, you can notice the two panels I put on in the last video, or the video before that one, are missing. I got to making the exhaust nozzle template that goes up against the back here, so I can start turning that in the drill press. And come to find out, the shape back here is a little off, which I kind of noticed when I was putting that panel on. It was a little awkward in shape. You can see the outline here of where the nozzle should carry its shape around. So I'm going to pull that. I pulled that panel off there, and I'm going to pull the one here off. And I've got a really nice, about 2-inch thick section of balsa right here. That's about yay deep all the way around, because I meant to shape that correctly before I started fiberglassing it, and I just slipped my mind with the move and all, I guess. So I got all that peeled off. I'm going to sand all the glue down. I'm going to sand it to shape using my plywood disc I have for the exhaust nozzles, and then that whole thing will get reglassed and the litho panels put back on, and then the back of the fuselage will be done. So I mean, I could have changed the shape of the exhaust nozzle a little bit so it kind of matched the shape of the fuselage right there, but then it wouldn't be right, and it wouldn't have looked right, and it would have drove me nuts for forever. But I'd rather do it now than do it later. So like I told you guys, I'm gonna make sure this thing's done right in as many different ways as I can do it. So once these two parting planes are done, I will sand it down, pop the video back in there, show you guys how that turned out, and I guess next video after that we'll be laying some fiberglass down. I'll go ahead and I'll wax these things and PVA it and make sure these don't move at all before I start doing the fiberglassing, and then I'll I'll get you guys involved. If it gets a little too late, I might wait till in the morning to do the layups of those molds. But the good thing is I got, either I'm lucky or I just got lucky, but the rudders, both rudders can use the same parting plane. Both horizontal stabs can use the same parting plane with just a little bit of modification to the outline. The rudders are actually a direct fit between the two, so I might not even make the second mold. I might just use the same mold for both rudders. And then the stabs, the one stab's just a little, the angle is just a little different here on the edge. And when I say a little, I mean like a 1/16 of an inch back here at the tip and maybe a 1/16 of an inch here at the front. So not a whole lot. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.